So here's what I'm proposing that we do to improve it. First, start with taking an inventory of your current tech. Let's do a current state analysis. What tech do you have? Who are the vendors that you're working with? Make a list. Check it with your procurement team if you have a procurement team, because sometimes you have tech that you don't even know that has existed, that maybe it's being used once a year, and because of that, and because you're not the one using it, you don't know it's there. So do a thorough inventory of everything that you're using and what it's used for and how often it's used. And do a research calendar. I love doing a research calendar because it does two things. One, it actually tells you here is the cadence that the research team has to meet throughout the year, which gives you really clear indications of when is it that we can actually bring in new technology to start doing training. When is it that we could actually have people freed up to have time to do some research tech assessment? It also has the side benefit of you now have a clear view of what value your team is bringing to the organization as a whole. That's always a huge bonus and always something that you can go back to when you have those strategy sessions, when you have those conversations with leadership about look at everything the research team is doing for the organization. So added bonus. From there, with that tech inventory, you sit down with your team, you talk about what's working, what's not. What things are we stuck with because we've looked? It doesn't look like there's anything else there. I talked with someone who went through this process, and they said because they brought in their entire team to do a 2-hour sit down with this list of tech and list of vendors, they didn't realize that one key piece of tech that they thought they were stuck with turned out other people who had been to a couple of conferences learned about tech that could possibly replace because there had been innovations that had occurred over the past year that now meant they could possibly replace this because they could do things better. So now, guess what? They're actually going out and they're assessing new tech because now they can start to address some of the issues they were having with some of the old tech. You have that tech inventory, you go through it, you figure out what are the needs. Now you can create your scorecards. Your scorecards will have what are the actual problems. And from that, you can say what needs to be solved. What does this technology need to do? What are the must-haves? What does it need to do from the beginning? What are the things like IT requirements? Bring your IT and legal teams in at this point, because the earlier the better. You can get what those must-haves are, and that will really help you go through that list and narrow down to the people that you actually need to talk to because they've already cleared through the must-haves. When you're creating your scorecards, you can also identify projects to use for your pilots and trials. My tip here, use projects that you've run in the past. The benefit, you've run it in the past, you have a baseline against which you can compare the new technology. And super low risk. You've already run it. You're not tying it to something that needs to have a live conversation, a live decision that needs to be made. It's low risk and you have a benchmark. Then you go into identify and evaluate your technology. You identify the budget, you identify the time, you run your pilots. And then while you're doing that, you can create and execute an actual implementation strategy.